back, and today we will be making a pizza. You can put whatever toppings you want on it. We're just going to put pepperoni on it.
So what you will need...
Oh, and also it doesn't take any time to rise, so that's helpful.
What you need for the ingredients is 2 1/4 teaspoons of yeast, 3/4 cup warm water, and 2 1/4 cups of flour. Now we have our warm water here. And it shouldn't be that hot because it will ruin your yeast, but it should be warm.
Yeah, it should be about it shouldn't be too hot, it shouldn't be too cold.
So now
it should be just kind of like regular water, like if it's sat out in the sun, but the sun
and
wasn't
2
shining
1/4
bright.
teaspoons of yeast is 1 packet of yeast if you buy a packet. And you just add...
No, not necessarily, Lauren. The packets can be different sizes.
Well, the Red Star. Well,
are you kidding, Lauren? One specific brand.
Okay, and we are using quick rise yeast, so it doesn't take any...
I said that. Oh yeah, but we didn't say the quick rise. Yeah, quick rise yeast, I guess. Okay.
Okay, now once you added this, you are going to take a fork and just mix it really well until you see no more yeast granules, and we'll be right back. While we're mixing.
After we mix. We have just incorporated our... That doesn't look mixed enough.
So when you incorporate it, it should be the granules which should be mixed. But once you mix it, if you are using quick rise yeast, there should be little yeast bubbles at the top. And basically once that's done, you are just going to add your 2 cups. Don't add your last 1/4 cup. Don't add that yet. You're just going to add your cup. 2 cups.
It's pretty big.
2 cups.
I think it's too big.
Of your flour to your bowl.
How big is this pizza, Lauren?
It's just a pizza.
That's not helpful.
It's like a pizza. It's a large pizza or 2 medium-sized pizzas.
Well, okay. Well, depending on your pans.
Okay,
we're going to make 2 medium ones, aren't we?
We are going to make 2 medium ones.
We don't have a big enough pan for 1 big one.
Okay. And no, you're going to add 2 of those.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And while you're doing that, you are going to preheat your oven to 450.
Not 350, 450.
Because when you're making a pizza, you want it to be kind of really hot. And what you're going to do now, you are going to add your yeast and water mixture.
You should probably get out your 1/4 cup for later because you're going to need it soon.
And it might, yes.
Okay.
So now you're just going to kind of mix with your spatula, and we'll mix until it's like shaggy dough, and we'll come back once ours is ready. We are
Since
back.
you want your spatula, you should put it on a little holder thing.
Or a paper towel if you don't have one.
A holder's probably
So
a
you're
little
just
bit
going to
better.
get your clean hands and just go into your shaggy dough. This is what our dough looks like.
No, it doesn't matter. They need to be somewhat clean, although not too clean because it is going to get cooked, but it's okay.
Just wash your hands before.
Yeah, or rinse them at least.
Yeah.
Now with the, after you take it out of the oven, be more careful.
Okay, so you're just going to basically knead this, in the bowl
I'll get the
until your dough comes together.
And then you put more flour in.
And no. So you take this and you're just going to knead it until it sticks together, but it's not smooth, and then we'll be back once our dough is that.
So we have just kneaded our dough. We didn't need to knead it this long. We got kind of carried away. It was fun. But you can't really over knead it easily with your hands. It will take an hour.
So if you have a stand mixer,
you can over knead it easily.
A stand mixer, a dough hook, you can over mix it, and it'll just kind of fall apart. And that means you develop too much gluten and you basically wrecked it. So you'll have to just start over. So try not to do that. And if you can, just try to do it with your hands. It took us about 5 minutes.
5 minutes or so, yeah.
So now, if you're going to make mini pizzas, cut it in half and then
Yeah, cut it in
a
half
bunch.
out of the half, and you can like put them in like tiny little pans.
Or you could just put them in
You
one
can do
big
that. We're gonna make 2 medium pizza. Well, they actually won't be that big. They'll be.
So now what
They'll
you're
be an
going
okay
to
size.
do
Okay.
is
Oh yeah. By the way, we're also making thin crust, like not like the edges, but like the bottom part is gonna be really thin because.
So what
I
you're
don't
going to do,
like
you're going to
thin
grab
crust
a rolling pin. If you have a bigger rolling pin, that's fine. This one's just easier
that one's
for...
no. It's easier for you.
Yeah.
The other one's just.
You are just
is
going
kind
to
of big.
roll yours out until like you have the shape you want
And the thickness you want.
and the thickness, and then we'll be back once we did that to
Cutting
ours.
board. See, it should be a decent sized cutting board. I mean, you're gonna put your dough on it. So.
Okay, so now with your extra quarter of a cup, you're just gonna take a little bit,
That's how you incorporate it. I thought you put it in the bowl.
about half of it, until you like, it shouldn't be too covered, but it should be like
You can also just put it in the bowl.
And
That
then-
will work too. Whether you're gonna like lay it out on.
put the next, and then just keep the next half on the side. I just said keep the next half on the side.
No, it doesn't matter that.
Yes,
yeah,
it
you got
does.
dough on me.
Okay, so you just keep the next half on the side. Okay, so now what you are going to
We're gonna tilt the iPad a little bit so that you can see. It's an iPad.
Okay,
Surprise.
so you are going to take your dough, and then get you may need to ask an adult or someone to do this, someone at your
Although-
home.
Although if you think you're good enough, you can just.
And then
This is not very sharp, so.
you
it isn't-
cut your dough in half. And you can also use a bench scraper.
Should
if
I
you
make it
have
smooth,
that.
Ryan? Should we make it smooth? Should we show them how to make it
So
smooth?
now, if
This is called the pencil technique. It's like how you make your dough smooth. So what you do is you roll out your dough into a line, or just like squish it like this, and then you fold it like that, and then like that, and then you squish it together, and you just do that until you think it's pretty smooth and you like it.
And to know that it's really ready, you basically
You don't have to knead it,
it should be
although
yes, you do.
No.
To develop the gluten in the dough, and once you know yours is ready, you just take your
That
finger.
doesn't work very
and
well. I've
push it
proven that doesn't work very well.
Well, also another technique that you don't have to do.
You can just kind of tell when
It should just be really smooth.
Yeah, it is.
And if you are not using quick
Now,
rise,
there's a difference.
if you're
If
using
it's just rough because of the dough, the flour, then that doesn't matter that much.
if you're using active dry yeast, you want to take your balls, form them into a nice ball. You take your pinkies and slide them under to make a nice little ball, and put them in a greased bowl, and also grease your dough, and put saran wrap or plastic wrap over it, and let it rise for an hour if you are using active dry. Now, if you're using quick rise or instant yeast, you shouldn't have to do that, and you just take your dough and you knead it. Okay? And then we will be right back once our dough is nice and smooth.
So we are back, and we have just made this, and
We've rolled
it's
it out.
really thin. We wanted it to be thin and wide.
So we put it-
Most of me, but
We put it on a giant circular pan, and we put
no, it's not a pan.
And we put
It's not a pan.
That's
See,
the back of it.
it's like-
we put aluminum foil on it, and then
Yeah,
like,
you can.
cover the
You
entire
should use
thing.
parchment paper, but this is a pretty good substitute.
And then you just grease it a lot so it doesn't stick. If you don't. And you can also use parchment paper. So now what you are going to do is you're gonna.
You don't need to make it this thin. We just like.
We like thin crust
Yeah, I
pizzas.
love. Well, not the edges, but like the. Although I don't like the edges that much either.
So now we are going to get sauce.
And also probably your topping. No, and the cheese. Get the cheese.
Now we are going to get our sauce and our cheese, and we'll be back once we get that stuff.
We have our
Sauce?
marinara sauce. It's
It's basically pasta sauce, and we have
It even
fresh,
says pasta sauce.
yes, we have fresh mozzarella because We love fresh mozzarella on pizzas. It tastes really good.
Yeah, if you don't want it, you can just use mozzarella or even cheddar if you want.
You can use whatever cheese you want.
Well, unless it's like, well,
So now you're just
whatever
gonna
you
get
like.
you're gonna get a spoonful of sauce.
It doesn't matter if you like put the cheese on second. It doesn't matter
Yes.
that much. It just might be a little bit messier.
You can make homemade sauce. That will take a while though. So
We're not doing that. We're not going to do that.
I'm just going to spoon it out into little areas, and then you're just going
Oh,
to
this is so good with the fresh mozzarella.
basically.
By the way, the fresh mozzarella, if you're using it, it will spread out. Kinda
Yes,
kinda
it will spread out.
But like, especially if it's like the stick thing, this kind of form. Like, it's like here, you might not see it, but it's really slices, and they're already sliced up in there. And we'll be like putting them on and literally and sticking them onto our pizza. Okay, so that, we might need a little more sauce than that.
We will be back once we've added all our sauce.
And our cheese.
And our cheese.
Oh, and we'll also get the, do we have pepperoni?
Yes, we're going to put our pepperoni on too.
Okay, we'll be back when that's
You're
ready.
back.
And we have just incorporated our toppings. The fresh mozzarella, you don't need to put it completely. It was spread because they're pretty thick. They're not that thin. And we put ham on ours. We would have had pineapple, but it's not quite ripe. But other than that,
So
you just basically put it in the oven.
So you are going to put this in the oven for 15
Or
minutes.
if you have two, because
If
we
you
said
have
earlier
two, that's fine. We're going to put it in 15 minutes, and then you're going to check on it.
get the gloves.
You're going to put it for 15 minutes, and then you're going to check on it, and it may not be done. If it's not done, just put it in for a few more minutes until like the edges are golden brown.
Well, yeah, the edges are a good way to tell. We don't have much of a crust, so it can only really be edges for us. No, you're going to put on the oven mitts.
Okay, so
Because in the other video, although you still have the oven mitts on, didn't you? Okay. Although you weren't even on camera.
okay,
That was when you were taking it out, wasn't it? And then the water got on the glove.
okay.
Okay. Open it. And that's kind of it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. And thanks for all your support recently. So bye.